And so I would like to invite every man in our house to begin a process in your mind of joining a fight club of 3 to 5 other men. Could be your stage of life that's most likely going to work. Could be people in your field of work, but not necessarily. Could be people at all different levels of spiritual growth, because this isn't a Bible study necessarily or a discipleship group. It's really just a rally point for men. It's a place where a few times a month, or if you're really bold about it, once a week, every other week, you're meeting with these guys for friendship, for encouragement, but mostly for accountability, which is the question we all want to dodge by isolation and insulation. And that question is, how are you doing? And we want to fight in 4 arenas. And they are these. I would love it if all of us men could rally together. We could collate in little clubs all over the city. We could meet over a breakfast or a lunch or whatever was a convenient time. We could have friendship, we could have encouragement, but ultimately have some accountability around these 4 arenas. Number 1, I'm in a fight club, and that means I want to fight for my walk with God. As much as I'm fighting to be a scratch golfer, as much as I'm fighting to be in CrossFit shape, as much as I'm fighting to move up to be executive vice president, as much as I'm fighting to win the deal, as much as I'm fighting to have the best lawn in the neighborhood, I'm going to fight for my walk with God. Because this is the most important thing in the world to me. Second arena, I will fight for my heart and my character. I will put up dukes and get in the ring with myself, and I will fight for my character and fight for my heart. Thirdly, I will fight for my family. I will fight for my wife. Not with my wife. I will fight for my wife. I will fight for my kids and their kids. I'll fight for my father, who maybe didn't even fight for me. I will fight for my family. I will stand up and take the mantle of spiritual leadership in my home, not to lord it over my family, but to contend for their well-being in every way possible. And fourthly, I will fight for my brother. So in my fight club, Tom's in my fight club. He says, I'm struggling on these business trips. Everybody on my team right now, they got a different set of values and a different agenda for our after-work activities than I do. It's a struggle for me, has been in a few areas of my life. I didn't do so great on the trip to Detroit, but I really want to do a whole lot better on the one to Denver we got coming up. And somebody in that fight club steps up and says, I'm going to fight for you, bro. If I got a day off, I might come out there with you. It might be worth it. But I'm definitely going to be in it with you. I'm going to text you the whole time. I'm going to call you 15 times on that trip. I'm going to get up in your grill. I'm going to step up into your world. I'm going to get under the load of what you are fighting against and the temptation that's trying to take you down. And I'm going to fight for you. And I'm going to fight for my brother in my neighborhood. I'm going to fight for the poor. I'm going to fight for the disadvantaged. I'm going to fight for those who have no voice. I'm going to fight for those who don't have justice in their lives. I'm going to fight honorably for everyone in this world who cannot fight. I'm going to be a man who fights for his brother. And that's going to imply sisters and families and nations and people. I'm not going to live a self-focused life. I'm not going to live a self-serving life. I'm not just going to stack up what I think I need and isolate and insulate myself and protect myself from whatever I don't want to feel or what emotion I don't want to get in touch with and just try to keep my eyes on whatever prize I thought was going to satisfy my heart. I'm going to be a man for the entire world and a man for the ages. I'm going to leave a legacy for all the people on planet Earth, and I'm going to care about the people that God cares about. and I'm going to fight for my brother. I don't know what your win is, but I do know what the enemy's win is. And the enemy's win is to make you fail in every one of those 4 areas. To blow up your walk with God, or cause you to never even have one. To blow up your heart and character. To blow up your family. And to cause you to not lift up your brother, but to absolutely just trample on him for your own good. And he's got a devoted and dedicated mission to wipe you out in every one of those areas. And he's fighting against you right now. And so you need a fight club. You need some people. You need some brothers around you who know the real you, the honest you. Not church answers, but the real answers. Not the here's part of what I'm struggling with, but here's all of what I'm struggling with. Here's how I'm doing in my walk with God, guys. Terrible right now, just telling you. Horrible. Don't make time. Don't know why. Haven't been in the Word in so long, don't remember when. Haven't been on my knees in prayer this week. But guys, you got to hold me accountable. Guys, you got to get in my world. You got to get in my grill. You got to get up close to me because I want to walk with God. You need a fight club. And if you don't think you do, then that's the first sign that you do. Now, I know we've broken the number 1 rule of Fight Club today by talking about Fight Club, but it's important that we talk about Fight Club. Broke the number 2 rule of Fight Club. Number 2 rule of Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club. But we got to talk about it, and we got to step into it. And men, I'm inviting you in. You're going to hear more over the next few weeks about how Fight Club works. But then here's what our hope is, that as Fight Clubs populate around the city, and the beauty of a Fight Club is that you could be in a Fight Club with some guys at work that don't go to Passion City Church. Because don't they want to fight for their walk with God? And don't they want to fight for their heart? Don't they want to fight for their family? And don't they want to fight for their brother? So they could go to the church down the street, or not even go to a church right now and still be in a Fight Club with you. That's the beauty of it. But our hope is that as Fight Clubs populate all around the city, and hundreds and maybe thousands and thousands of us men are in Fight Clubs, that on a few nights through the year, we're going to have Fight Night at Passion City Church, where all the men in the Fight Clubs of the city gather together to rally around these 4 big ideas. I want to walk with God. I want to be a man of character. I want to love my family. And I want to love my brother. And this is a road we can go down together. But what it requires today, let's just come back to today. It requires that you get your heart around this idea that you have a heart. And that's what God's after today. And He wants to just peel back the layers of isolation and insulation, until you know that you're a son of God and you have a perfect Father. He wants to peel back the calluses that you've allowed to build up, and all of the layers that you put between you and the things you don't want to think about or feel or deal with or talk about or be vulnerable about. But I'm telling you, as a man to men, we've got feelings down inside of us. And we've got hurts down inside of us. And we've got anguish down inside of us. We've got disappointment down inside of us. We've got a lot of loss down inside of us. And a lot of anger stuffed down inside of us. And until we can peel the layers, and there's a lot of them, like an onion, and let God touch our heart, we're never going to be a man after His. Because you can't come to God strength to strength. You can only come to God heart